I think one of the first things we should do, because we've got all this amazing weather here, especially us outdoors. I'm going to mute everybody on Zoom. You can always unmute yourselves and talk to me. I think we should start by doing some kind of a variety of breathing practices. Oh, why am I kneeling on rocks? My grandmother would say that's going to hurt when I get older. Why are my glasses so I can actually see what's going on Zoom? Because usually I get to this distance and it's like, oh, I'm tipping downhill. This is going to be interesting. So maybe kind of focus. Okay, let's ground, sit on the floor. Everybody's sitting already anyway. I always think that's kind of like everybody's setting the tone and the pace of it here. Ground your sit bones into the sand. I usually kind of say that. Lengthen the spine. And notice, because this, people on Zoom, you're going to be on flat surfaces, but us that are out on the beach here, we're on undulating terrain. And human beings, we're kind of quite used to undulating terrains. But as modern human beings, we're not. So fine for getting the top of your head, this little bit here, pointing right up at the kind of like, the sky, and used to the ceiling there. So used to teaching indoors. And notice, so no matter how wonky maybe the floor feels and how wonky that you're, the terrain that you're on. I mean, I feel like I'm kind of like rolling back here. You can still find what up is. And I always feel like sometimes when we lose sight of what is up, I always feel like reaching for something. So I'm reaching with the top of my head, and like all of a sudden, like, oh yeah, top of my head's up there. Soften the belly, take a big breath in. Gently squeeze the belly on an exhale. Soften the shoulders. Soften the jaw. If you're indoors, then you're going to be used to the kind of what the noises and the things that are around you. Outdoors is going to be a little bit different. And you get to choose whether you want to take all this in. Do you want to widen your senses so you can take in all the smells, all the sounds that you can hear, all the sensations, or do you want to bring it into yourself? You could choose. I quite like this idea of yoga in the outdoors because there's no walls to reverberate off of, there's no ceiling to contain things, and it's very elemental. What we're going to do is we're going to do a practice where we inhale for 4, hold the breath for 4, exhale for 4. I'm going to keep it kind of simple today. So take a breath in, exhale everything out. Inhale for 4. You can choose your 4, but 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Inhale for 4 again, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4 again, 2, 3, 4. Let's carry on with this triangle breathing. See where it takes us. Noticing if there's any spots that we're tightening and tensing up because we're like focusing on something. Letting in what you're learning from the breath, but also letting in this outdoor space, if that's what you want to do. Maybe paying attention to the last 10% of the inhale. Sending the crown of your head a little bit further up towards the sky. And on the exhale, paying attention to the last 10% of the exhale. move out of that triangle breathing and we'll move back into yoga breathing, whatever feels good. Seated twist. This one you can sit cross-legged, or you can have, I don't know, you can have your left leg out, right leg in. I'm just wondering here if I'm going to fall down. If I do fall down a hill, it's fine. We'll dissolve with side bends and then we'll do a twist here. So inhale, lift the arms up, reach for the sky. Left hand comes down onto the floor, ground it down. Right hand reaches over. Imagine you're reaching over for your toe. Very different doing this on a hill. I feel my kind of core engaging here. It's kind of interesting. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, how different it feels or normal it feels because you've done it 1,000 times. Feel for relaxing anything that can be relaxed here. Inhale into that right-hand side of the ribs. Exhale, bring the left shoulder blade down. Maybe bring the left ear down towards the left shoulder. Chest opener. Bring that top arm to about 45 degrees. A little bit of a difference today. Let's make a fist with that top hand. Kind of feels weird in yoga making a fist, but make a big fist. Breathe into your fist. Lengthen the arm out. Then on the exhale, bring the arm back. Feel for that opening that you're feeling in the top right-hand side of the chest. Third arm position, neck release. Undo your fist and then bring the hand down. Taking in where you're at, what the practice feels to you, what it brings up. Pick your left hand up off the floor. Yeah, put it underneath your head. Lift your head up. Then here's what we're going to do. I might kind of move to the side for this. I think you're going to bring that leg, that left leg, to the middle. Right knee's going to come up like this. Like this. There we go. Which is why I'm kind of inhale, lift the arms up again. Left hand onto your right knee, right hand comes behind. You're turning to the right, your right. If you find yourself the other way, it doesn't really matter. Feel for that idea of relaxing the belly on the inhale. Notice what happens, and then a gentle contraction of the belly on the exhale. Come out of that one, back in the middle. Whatever we did on one side, we're going to do it on the other side, hopefully without rolling down hills. So, right leg goes out, left leg goes in. I'm seriously ground your sit bones so that you're kind of not leaning off to the side like the person in front of you is leaning to the side. Inhale, lean, sweep the arms up. And what we're going to do, right hand comes down, left hand reaches over for your toe. Feel for sending breath into that left hand side of the rib cage. Relaxing that shoulder blade on the right hand side. Second arm position, chest opener. So again, bring the arm to about 45 degrees. Make a fist. Breathe into the fist. Lengthen the arm. Exhale, bring the arm back. Can you relax what doesn't need to be gripping, holding? Third arm position, neck release. Hand comes down, 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 down. Float down, float down. Keep the right hand up off the floor. Yeah. Put it underneath your head, lift your head up. And we'll do that twist again. So for the twist, that leg going out to the side comes to the middle. Your knee comes up like this. So inhale again, arms come up. Your right hand on the left-hand side of your knee. The other hand goes behind, turning to the left this time. Experiencing the wonders of twisting to the left. Or right, you're gonna like me and you go your lefts and rights kind of all mixed up. Come back to the middle really slowly. Give yourself a shake out. Maybe shake some sand off anything. And I think it's time for some sunbathing. I mean, lying down and maybe doing some abs. Yeah, where's the sun gone? Come back. Shakes fist at cloud. Wow, there's a lot of ice crystals up there. Wow, that's incredible. Okie dokie. I'm going to lie down. Top tip here, if you feel like there's rocks underneath your kind of thing and it's like one's bugging you, or many are bugging you, move them. Unlike me, you'll thank yourself for moving them. First off, bring both hands onto your belly, feet on the floor, knees up towards the rest of the universe up above you. On an inhale, feel for your belly lifting up and widening and getting full of air. On an exhale, feel for pulling the belly in, but this time I want you to feel for gathering the sides of the belly in and also bringing the bottom of the belly up towards the belly button. Inhale, feel for like the belly opening, almost like flower petals opening. Inhale, feel for gathering the belly in towards the belly button. Do a few rounds of this where you're driving this kind of exercise, warming up the core with the breath. Relaxing the head, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the hips and the feet. Giving yourself this time and space to focus on breath. This is what you're focusing on. Let's do some abs. Don't start gentle and gentle, but you get to choose the kind of like how far you want to go with these. Simple. We're gonna do leg dips here. So what we're gonna do first, bring the feet up off the floor. Knees are bent, heels sort of floating up off the floor. You don't need to keep your knees all kind of a 45 degrees and none of that KP. Keep the feet dangled down. Relax everything except what's keeping your legs up. That's a real challenge. Maybe it's a challenge for the rest of the lifetime. Breath in, big breath in. Press your low back down into the floor. Feel how that starts to activate your core. Exhale, left leg. Heel comes down towards the floor. Maybe it touches, maybe it doesn't. Only go as far as you can feel like you can keep pressing the low back down into the floor. Inhale, foot comes back to the starting position. Hold the breath. Press your low back down. That's really important. Exhale, right heel down towards the floor. Keeping that low back pressed down. That's the real key here. Inhale, foot comes up. Hold breath. Press low back down. Exhale, left heel down towards the floor. Inhale, slowly bring that foot up. Hold the breath. Press your low back down. Exhale, right heel down towards the floor. Here's a little tip if you want to make this harder. Who doesn't want to make abs harder? You can actually feel for bringing your heel down to the floor a little bit further away from your hips. Makes it a little bit harder. But again, if you're ever feeling like that's gripping and my hip flexors are horrible in my low back, come back to letting the legs be fully bent. Next time your right heel touches the floor, that's your last round. Bring both feet onto the floor and give your knees a little bit of a wiggle from side to side. Feel the warm sand, the warm mat on your feet. Let's do a couple of knee raises here. They're going to be quite simple ones. Same pattern. Start the feet on the floor. Big breath in. Hold the breath. Press your lower back down into the mat. Exhale. Left heel comes up towards your chest. Really bring that knee up. Feel like you're driving it in towards your chest. Take your left hand. Put it onto your left thigh. Take another breath in here. Press the hand to the thigh. Find the hand. Exhale. Pull that belly down. You'll feel a contraction along the left-hand side of your body here. Inhale, foot, then hand comes down to the floor. Hold the breath. Press your lower back down. Exhale, right knee comes up toward the chest. Really drive that knee up. You're doing it slowly but powerfully. Breath in, knee stays where it is. Right hand comes onto the right thigh. Press hand to thigh. Find the hand. Exhale, pull that belly down. Hand and foot comes to the floor on an inhale. Hold the breath. Press your lower back down. Exhale, left heel comes up. Driving that knee up slowly but powerfully. Breath in, left hand onto left thigh. Press hand to thigh, find the hand. Exhale, pull that belly down. Feel that contraction that's happening. Inhale, foot and hand to the floor. Hold the breath, pressing your lower back down again. Exhale, right heel comes up. Falling that knee up towards your chest as high as you can. Falling that belly down. Knee stays where it is. Breath in. Right hand onto right thigh. Press hand into thigh. Find hand. Exhale, pull that belly down. Inhale, limbs come to the floor. Do one more each side at your own speed, at your own breath pattern, at your own intensity. Really feeling that squeeze when you're pressing the hand into the thigh. Find to the hand. When you're done, bring the feet to the floor, take some resting breaths, wiggle your knees, whatever feels good. We haven't finished. We're going to do the same thing, only different. The different bit is going to be that we're going to take the opposite hand onto the thigh. So if you're kind of like, you can practice that in your mind before we kind of go for it. So it'll be the opposite hand onto the knee that's up. Otherwise, it's the same. So, big breath in. Hold the breath. Press your lower back down into the mat. Feel how that engages your core. Your core's warmed up now. Exhale. Left heel comes up off the floor. Knee comes up towards the chest, pulling that belly down. Breath in. Right hand onto the left thigh. Press hand to thigh. Find the hand. Exhale. Pull that belly down. Feel a contraction going cross body here. Inhale. Foot to the floor. Hand to the floor. Hold the breath. Press your lower back down. Exhale. Right knee comes up. Holding that belly down. Breath in. Knee stays where it is. Left hand onto the right thigh. Press hand into thigh. Find the hand. Exhale. Pull that belly down. Inhale. Foot to the floor. 2 more on each side. Own speed. Own intensity. Own everything. You get to choose. It's a Saturday morning. If you choose that you're going to look for that awesome piece of sea glass on the beach, that's fine by me. I found some cool stuff last time. When you're finished with that, people running as past. This is amazing. Like, look, that's very energetic looking. What's going on over there? Anyway, let's rock the knees from side to side, and use this energy of all these people running past enthusiastically for us just to embrace relaxation. You know, they're running, so we don't have to. That's brilliant. Yeah, coastal run, but without running, you see, because and we can look at it. There's nothing like kind of like looking at other people doing hard work. It's brilliant. We're just chilling here. They're probably like, looking at, we should come to that yoga class instead. Okay, dragonfly twist with a difference here. So remember the standard dragonfly twist? You take your right ankle over your left thigh. Rotate your hips so that your right sole of your foot comes down onto the floor, onto the left. Hello, Dougie. Ah! In dragonfly twist, you can have this opposite shoulder blade up off the floor, or you can wiggle and jiggle your shoulder blade so you're down on the floor. People who like chest openers here, you can bring your hands into this T-shaped position and get probably one of the best and safest chest opening kind of feelings that you can have. If you like having your arms in this T shape, you can also experiment with, as if you have the palms facing up towards the sky, the thumbs facing up towards the sky, which moves it more into the bicep, or the palms down onto the floor, which is kind of quite a really interesting little radial nerve twist for me. You can play palms up, thumbs up, or palms down with your arms out to the side in this twist. Embrace the kind of having to just lie down on the floor and then soak up the sun. To come this, bring that top knee to the middle, bring the other knee to the middle. I said there was going to be a difference in this. The difference is cross your right ankle over your left thigh again. So you're like going, well, that's weird. We're doing the same thing. What we're going to do now is you're going to twist in the opposite direction. So that right knee now comes down to the floor on the right hand side. You can keep the other foot on the floor, yeah. You feel like you're getting a nice inward rotation on that left thigh. You can also jiggle around so that if it does feel uncomfortable here, you know, you can always go into whatever position feels good here. It's all happening here today. Coastal run, dogs, kids, everybody's having fun. Go back to the middle, unhook that leg, come back to the middle. Dragonfly twist the other way. So the other way is left ankle over right thigh. Sole of the foot, twist to the right there, bring the sole of the foot down onto the floor. Again, have your arms out to the side if that feels good. Or, you know, maybe a little bit lower down for some people. Unhook that ankle, bring the knees up. Rehook that left ankle over the right thigh and twist in the opposite direction so you're bringing your left knee down onto the floor. The other side. Wow, that's quite a twist. It's rolling downhill. Hold to your arms. If you like this chest opening position of having the arms out to the side, play with that. If not, unhook the ankle, bring the knees to the middle. Final one, the other side. So again, left ankle over the right thigh. No, we finished this. We've done both sides. Wiggle your hips upside down. There's so much going on today. Lost track of what's going on. Roll over to your favorite side. Stay there for a couple of breaths, and then let's stand up. And let's use some of this energy. God, there's so much going on. That seems like hard work. I'm kind of glad we're just here. That seems like hard work. Oh, I feel like I've got a tan on one side. Warrior 2. So let's step our feet. So like, maybe on stand, not as kind of like wide as we normally would. Level the left toes up, bend that left knee. Arms come up. Oh, yay! You're paid. Warrior 2, feel for soaking in everything that kind of is going on here. Let's do some kite hawk arms here. In Warrior 2, inhale, drag the shoulder blades down the back, palms come up, chest lifts up towards the sky. Exhale, roll the shoulder blades up, maybe dip the head forward, palms turn down, maybe turn away. Do a few more rounds of this. Absorbing all the energy of all these kind of hardworking running people, and just all we're doing is having to do this. We're not having Shavasana today, though. We're having a run. Yeah. I don't know if you've not noticed, but I'm not built for running. So this is why we're doing this instead. Come back to a Warrior 2 position. Whoa. Reverse Warrior. Right hand down on the right leg, left hand comes up and over. You're excited, don't you? Feel for sending breath into this open left-hand side that you've got going here. Bend that knee a little bit more if you want a little bit more action going on. If you're feeling kind of like, yeah, you want to use your legs more. Inhale, lift the front of the chest up. Exhale, drag your shoulder blades down. Inhale back into Warrior 2. Ooh, that's good. Extended warrior variation. Left forearm, left thigh. Right arm comes up into the sky, then bend the elbow, bring it behind your back. Grab hold of kind of anything that feels convenient. Big breath in, press through that right heel. Exhale, roll the top shoulder back. What is it? It's not easy at all, mate. Just look set. Lunge. Bring both hands down on the floor. Back knee comes down. Be careful of rocks. You definitely don't want to be mashing on rocks here. Ground through 3 points of contact. Front foot, back knee, back foot. Get that stability going. Arms come up. Feel for breathing into the side ribs, taking in this sea air. Easy twisting lunge. Right hand comes down on the floor, left hand comes up towards the sky. Feel for reaching with that top hand, getting that wideness across the chest, opening across the shoulders. Maine Coon cat stretch. Both hands come down on the floor. Remember with Maine Coon cat stretch, the whole point of this is to sink your chest down towards the floor. So it's like a hip opener. So you're sinking your chest down. If you want to go a little bit further, tuck the back toes under, lift that back knee up. Maybe even bring your forearms down on the floor. Whatever feels like you can stay there for a few breaths. Yeah. Because we don't want to like show what overexertion looks like these people running, you know. Yeah. Keep it easy. Yeah. Show what they're missing. bring that back knee down, and we're going to come into pigeon. Now, this pigeon's probably going to be like you don't want your face near the sand too much. If you want to keep it easy, come back onto all fours, shoot that left knee forward, right knee goes back. Then you can keep your face off the sand. It's probably not a bad idea. And you can also kind of look at what everybody else is doing. A lot going on today. If you're somebody that loves sand, this is your chance to embrace it. Oh. Options. Then you go into mountain pose. That feels like the pose that you want to be doing today. Or we can come into a downward facing dog. There's plenty of dogs showing us how to do downward facing dog. If you're feeling super, super enthusiastic and you want to do stuff with your legs, you bring one leg up. Be careful on the sand though, because you want to kind of be sure that you got a good footing on the other foot. If you got one foot up in the air, remember the other leg, bring the other one down first. And then step or walk or jump your feet to the front. So you're back in mountain pose like those people who took mountain pose in the beginning. Take a breath. All the enthusiasm's gone now. Right. Warrior 2. Right toes turn out. Left leg straight out. Bend that knee. Arms come up. High hawk arms to begin with. So inhale, bring the shoulder blades down the back. So this is always a movement driven by the shoulder blade, not just your hands at the end. Exhale, bring the shoulder blades up. This should have been at the finish line, not the like right now. I think we're giving them like, oh God, we should be doing that. That's more relaxing too early on. I love doing high hawk arms outdoors. I don't know why. It just feels great in the wind, great in the sun. I'm not even a sun person. Back into warrior 2. Reverse warrior. Left hand down, right arm comes up and over. Feel for sending that breath into the open right hand side. Getting mobility in there, getting movement into there. Breath is one of the best ways of getting movement into the thoracic spine, into the thoracic rib cage. Inhale back, warrior 2. Strong legs here. Extended warrior variation. Left forearm down. Right arm reaches up. Bend the elbow, bring it down the back. Press through that left leg, left heel, and then roll our top shoulder back. Lunge. Hands come down on the floor. Slowly bring that back knee down. Don't want to crash on the floor. Stabilize yourself with 3 points of contact. Then your arms can come up if that feels good. Easy twisting lunge, left hand down. Right arm up. Main coon cat stretch. Remember this one. Hands come down on the floor. Lower your chest down. Maybe you've got the back knee down. Maybe you've got the back knee up. Maybe you're on your elbows. Pigeon. Yeah, pick a pigeon here. What do you want to be? Down on the floor, face up off the floor. Child's pose. Pick your whatever version. I like the wide knee version. Heels together. Driving my hips down towards my heels. Maybe your hips sink down towards your heels normally here. Lengthening the spine. It's gonna be out in front or by the side. Yeah. And the thing is, I always think we're giving into it here is if you've got something that you can like put underneath your chest, like something to hold or something to support you. I used to find that too. I used to fight this pose a lot. Have something underneath the chest to like support you so you can relax into that. And eventually you find that you can get rid of that completely. That's absolutely kind of, yeah, it's very hard to give into it sometimes. The other thing that you can do if you feel that is that you can actually bring your arms underneath your chest as well. Slowly come up out of that. Let's come back to standing. Ah, it's a really good point that though about that relaxing into a void, I call it. Very like unknown. Having something underneath there always helps. Makes a big difference. Also, like when people got their legs straight and the knees a little bit bent on the floor and it starts to shake, something underneath the knee makes a massive difference. Well, they'll kind of tell you that because I always think that that stretch, that fear reflex of stretch is a good thing, but it isn't. Let's stand in front of the mat and we'll finish off with some very simple warrior one stuff and then we'll come seated and then we'll come back to sunbathing. I mean, relaxing. Left leg goes back, step back into that void, bend that right knee. Feel for getting that solid support first, and then the arms can come up. Again, only notice when you're bringing your arms up, is there a point at which you start leaning back? Stop at that point, and then lengthen the arms forward, and then see Phil come back up a little bit more. Feel for driving through that leg there. Get a little bit of opening in the hip flexor here. Warrior one back bend. So hands come down onto the hips. Inhale and feel for pressing down. So you're lengthening your spine using your arms here. You're probably adding about 0.5 millimeter to it. Lift the chest up towards the sky. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale, feel for lifting that shoulder blade up a little bit, lifting the chest up a little bit more and pulling the belly in just a little bit more. Stay here for a couple of breaths. If you like to let your head loll back, you can let your head loll back. It doesn't work for a lot of people. Bring the chin onto the chest as well if that feels okay. Some people don't like that. Find a place for your head that feels good. Big breath into the belly. Gauge the core. Inhale, come up out of that. Arch your arms. Right hand comes up. Reach for something. You're lifting that shoulder blade up. Bend the elbow, hand comes down onto the back. Two options. The other hand can come onto this elbow here, or you can bring it around the back. If you've got this kind of position going where you've got both hands behind your back, be wary of two things. First off, stressing that left elbow, left shoulder, left elbow too much. If you're feeling like there's tension in there, back off on it. The other thing to be careful of here is bending in the low back too much. Keeping your legs strong, keeping them grounded. Unfurl yourself out of that. Bird wing arms. Elbows come in. Imagine you're holding two nice glasses of cold beverage. Inhale, hands come together. Exhale, hands move away from one another. Slowly repeating this movement. The only thing that's moving is this arm, this bone here, and your shoulder blade. Somebody asked the other day, can you do bird wing arms with your palms facing down? Let's find out. Turn the palms facing down, thumbs pointing inward. Inhale, hands move away from one another. Exhale, hands move together. Actually changes it a lot. It's really interesting. It changes the emphasis in the shoulders and in the biceps. It's really nice. I'm going to steal that one. Relax the arms. Shoulder shrugs. Big breath in, widen across the back. Shoulders come up, shoulders go back. Squeeze top tips of shoulder blades together. Keep your fingertips light. Exhale, roll the shoulder blades down the back. Huge breath in. Squeeze middles of shoulder blades together again. Keep your fingertips nice and loose. Exhale, drag the shoulder blades down the back. Huge breath in again. Squeeze your elbows together, squeezing bottom tips of shoulder blades together. Exhale, drag the shoulder blades down the back. And then step back to the front. Notice that one leg feels like it's stretched and the other leg feels like it's like been working hard. Got to do the other side because otherwise we'll be walking around in circles all day. Right leg goes back. Limber up for that run we're going to do doing Shavasana. Ground to your feet. Inhale, points of contact, arms come up. Taking in whatever there is. The sun. The sun's amazing today. Arch your arms. Left hand reaches up. Reach up so that you're reaching up through that shoulder blade as well. Bend the elbow down. Two options. Again, one hand there, or this other hand goes behind the back here. And furl out of that into bird wing. do 3 rounds with the palms up. And we'll go into 3 with the palms down. Relax the arms, relax your fingertips, shoulder shrugs. Right, breath in. Shoulders come up, squeeze top tips of shoulder blades together. Exhale, drag the shoulders down, keeping your fingertips nice and loose. Breath in. Squeeze the middles of shoulder blades together. Exhale, drag them down. Another breath in. Squeeze bottom tips of shoulder blades together. And exhale. Step back to the front of the mat. How should we finish? The pose that every yoga teacher loves. I think we should do tree pose. I love doing it outdoors. Tips. Doing it on your mat harder than doing it on the floor. If you're on sand, here's another tip. You can actually make yourself a little like foothold that actually feels like it gives you a little bit more grounding. Don't be kind of like going downhill like I am, and like don't be around big rocks. So ground through one foot. That's going to be the foot that you're going to keep on the floor for now. Lift the crown of your head up towards the ceiling and gently squeeze your shoulder blades together. That'll help stabilize the spine. Then bring the other foot either onto the ankle, onto the shin, onto the thigh. And ideally here, you want to be rolling out that thigh. So you're not having the knee forward, you're having the knee out to the side. And maybe the arms come up. Maybe you close your eyes. Maybe you can even hop around. Stop. Feel bad for you, Kelly, because you're like right in the eye line of me and I'm wobbling like mad. I just like trying to look down there. No, I'm trying to look down there. We're like waving our hands in here. Swap over to the other side. Make yourself a little foothold. The more kind of like support you have for your foot, especially your arch, the easier this becomes. So on sand, it's a lot easier. And then bring the other leg in. Feel for crown your head reaching up towards the sky. Gently squeeze your shoulder blades together. Makes a difference. The other foot comes into the side, onto the shin, onto the thigh. And if you can, you bring that knee out to the side. So you're getting a bit of a thigh opener. That's good. Shavasana. Sunbathing time. Let's kind of like choose what we want to do. Lots of different things. Yeah, you can sit up, you can sit down, you can search for sea glass. I'm going to do something I don't normally do. I'm actually going to join you in Shavasana. Oh, oh. If you're at home, make yourself super comfy. If you're by a window and there's sunlight pouring in, maybe a nice thing, put your feet in the sunlight. That's kind of like, that's lush. Make yourself as comfortable as possible. Oh, and imagine that you're on holiday. Shavasana. Don't worry, I'll wake you up. Start to slowly deepen your breathing. Feeling where you are and that sense of, if you're feeling relaxed, of maybe holding on to that sense of, I'm feeling quite relaxed. So that you can take it away with you when you're not on the mat. But still have that sense of idea of what does it feel like to be relaxed. Slowly starting to move, maybe moving the fingertips and wiggling your feet, moving the arms and the legs. Maybe arching the low back up and down a little bit. Get some movement in the spine. Maybe bringing the knees up to the chest. That's a nice one. Rocking from side to side. And really taking your time to move from this position. Maybe rolling onto your favorite side. And slowly making your way just sitting. Hmm. So that run. Nah, I'm kidding. Thanks very much, everybody, for joining me on this beautiful day. Wow, we really made up for not having last week on in Holyhead, didn't it? So thank you very much. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. Hope you have a fantastic kind of time, and I'll see you again real soon.